Alright guys, got another beer review for you today. Don't know why I say it like that. But this is another one from ALDI as part of the Great British Brewing Company sub-label thing where they basically get people to brew beers and it's played off as like they're a guest brewer, that sort of stuff. It's a nice, idea, and it gets some, well-established craft brewers out there having stuff in supermarkets, and it's good for the consumer, especially those who are getting into it. But anyway, that was a bit of a random spiel. Today we've got the Red Rye IPA, clocking in at 4.7%, and this is brewed by Twickenham Fine Ales. So another brewery that I'm not too familiar with, but yeah, Red Rye IPA. Let's give this one a try. So, bottle cap on the floor, using my Satan glass. Now, red IPAs, not too familiar with, but I don't know, it's like one of those things where, IPA, India Pale Ale, and you get a black IPA, you get a red IPA. Some people, don't like the fact that they're labelled like that. But, you know what, I like seeing, like, styles, excuse me, like mashes of styles, that sort of thing, seeing what brewers do. So, I mean, Red Rye IPA, I guess it's, red IPA using rye. But yeah, anyway, talking absolute bollocks, it's been a long day. So a beer in a glass, and that is Ruby Red. It looks a bit more, slightly paler and a bit more pink on camera, but I'm getting like a voluptuous rosy red colour there. Nice clarity. You can see through it, but it's blurred. And yeah, nice amounts of carbonation going up to, let's see if I can produce some head. Going up to a light creamy brownie sort of colour. Looks really nice in the glass. So let's give it a bit of a sniff. Ooh. It's got a lovely gentle hop aroma there. I'm not really getting too much of the rye, but yeah, slightly like raspberry in there, like sort of those like red fruits, grapes almost. Yeah, it's got like a grape juice sort of aroma, and it's got that like natural sugar sweetness to it. Quite vibrant actually. Getting maybe a little bit of spruce, some pine needles as well. Yeah, it smells really quite nice actually. So hopefully the taste will match the aroma. Cheers. Well, definitely getting that rye. It's got this like sour spiciness to it, and quite a bold bitterness up front. But I'm getting sort of like cranberries, again like squished grapes when they're a little bit ripe, that sort of stuff. So maybe a slight sourness in there as well. Almost getting maybe a slight hint of chocolate on the back end. Almost like you've got a chocolate covered like fruit. That sort of vibe. A little bit of like a lime character there as well. Like you've got a bit of the skin peel. Slight cakiness about it as well. It's not as vibrant as the aroma, and that hot bitterness working with that rye, which adds a little bit more of a bolder body to it. Works quite nicely actually, and that bitterness lingers on the back end. Yeah, really quite a solid little brew to be honest. Let's see what the flavour notes say on the front. A full-bodied mouthfeel with hints of passion fruit and peaches with notes of pine and citrus fruits. Not really getting the peaches or the passion fruit there. Maybe a slight peachiness on the flavour. Passion fruit, not really getting that much. Definitely getting the pine. It comes through more on the aroma, but you get it in the flavour. Yeah, it tastes like an American craft beer. Really does. It's got this American flavour to it. And yeah, it's not a bad beer at all. Um, if you want a cheap, easy accessible red rye IPA, then pop down to your ALDI and pick up a bottle of this. Not bad at all. But it's got this like sort of like grapey sourness, and that bitterness does linger for a little bit too long for my palate anyway. But aside from that, very nicely made beer. Got a nice body to it. Carbonation's really nice and gentle. Does tingle on the tongue at first, but yeah, that's a nice sensation. And yeah, in terms of a rating, I think 8 out of 10 is a very fair rating for a beer like this. And you know, for one that's been brewed for a supermarket, the supermarkets are getting some great beers in general. But when you see breweries actually making beers for supermarkets, you can get a lot of solid ones, and it's not going to hurt your wallet. There are, you know, I'm not too experienced with red rye IPAs or red IPAs in general, so I'm guessing there are, you know, much more flavoursome and bolder examples of the style. But for me personally, this is a very solid beer indeed. So an 8 out of 10. So if you tried this one, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. I think a couple of the UK beer tubers, the regulars, have reviewed this one. So I'll put those links down below so you can check them out. Check out Twickenham Fine Ales. I'm intrigued to see what else they do. So it's a great introduction to another brewery. So, you know, it works and it gets that brewery's name out there to a bit more of a mass market than they're probably used to. I'm not too sure. I don't know the scale of the brewery, so I'm not going to, you know, boldly say something like that. But yeah, a very fine beer indeed. Go give it a try if you come across it. So, check out everybody that I've mentioned, and I hope you'll join me for the next beer review. Cheers.